100 rated chess. But you have to make a chain of 6 pawns. Absolutely impossible. I mean, the other members were already trying to say that as well. They are missing a C here. But still, the game plan seems to be extremely obvious. We get a 153 from Germany. The first thing I need is that my opponent won't be resigning, and lucky enough we got a German opponent. So far I have never seen a German opponent that resigns a game, so now we can put our focus into the challenge. Knight f3. Pushing center pawns is definitely not a great idea. I need to keep as many pawns alive as possible. b6. I mean, you can say that this is already a chain of 6 pawns, but of course that is not what the challenge was talking about. It was obviously mentioning about something like this. And this is what I'm gonna try to get for this game. e4. Bishop e7. d3. g6. h4. Very aggressive. Bishop g7. g4. h5 will be very problematic. h6. It's actually not too bad though. This guy is trying to attack me on the side, so at worst I'm only losing a side pawn after this. As long as my pawns don't get separated into different islands, the challenge is still very much alive. h5. g5. At some point we're gonna sacrifice our pieces for enemy pawns, but it would be a bit more convenient if he can just blunder a few of them. Bishop h3. Knight c6. Knight a3. Knight f6. c3. Castle. Alright, that should conclude my opening phase. We're gonna need to make some plays here. Maybe I'll start making sacrifices for pawns. Or he can blunder one for me. That is definitely better. Rook g1. I have no idea what that does. d6. Let's try to bring the queen out, but I doubt it is possible at this point of the game though. d5. Knight e5. He doesn't want to trade. But that blunders a pawn. There goes both of his center pawns. Man. Now I see this challenge is absolutely doable. Knight c6. That blunders a horsey. For all of you beginners out there, please don't try to play in the center if your opponent has a better development phase than you. Try to play safe and get your pieces out first. f4. I'll sacrifice this knight. Bishop takes g4. Of course I cannot take his pawn, need to keep my pawns together. f3. F takes g5. Taking with the pawn will reconnect my pawns, but I'll take with the knight. I'm threatening a potential future fork of his king and his rook, so now he has to take my knight with his bishop, and then I will still get to reconnect my pawns. Or he can also choose to blunder the rook. I forgot about that. Let's start pushing pawns. e5. I mean, it's fine, at some point he's gonna have to develop that bishop. And what square can be better than just trading it off immediately and avoiding wasting tempos? Queen b3 check. King h8. Finally. I'll reconnect the pawns. Need to be careful though, if I lose 2 more pawns, the challenge is dead. h6. Free pawn. Rook h1 doesn't work because it just blunders a rook. Well, as I said, it blunders a rook. Knight c4. Bishop d5. Rook d1. Of course I'm not trading. My light bishop is literally the most important piece right now. Bishop f7. As long as he doesn't go crazy and blunder his pieces at taking my pawns, everything is absolutely under control. Queen c2. That blunders a horsey. b3. Bishop f7 again. Rook d2. Rook c8. Defending the weak pawn, and also would be nice if he can trade his light bishop with my rook. Didn't happen. King g7. And he sacrifices the rook. Queen h2 check. Aha. He was obviously aiming for king g7 queen h7 checkmate in one. That was actually a good plan. It's just very unfortunate that it doesn't work. Bishop g4. Queen e8. Now I doubt this guy is even a real 100 rated player, refusing to trade his light bishop with my rook and also the checkmating plan requiring a rook sacrifice. I'll say that the real 100 rated player actually switched places with his older brother after losing a bunch of materials, and I'm playing a completely different guy right now compared to the beginning. Queen g3. I'll trade. Queen takes g4. Queen h5. Queen e6. My rooks are defending all the important pawns. There is physically nothing his queen can do right now. I'll use my queen to take his pawns first. He ran out of time. Well, that was pretty close. Opponent didn't resign was amazing, but still couldn't play fast enough for us to complete the challenge. But considering the situation on the board, I'll say that I was very close to winning. Therefore, mission almost accomplished.